Thanks so much for 50k. Let's jump right in. Last time we had Subway Surfers in the background. Flashpoint isn't working right now, so today we got some melee matches, baby. Is content creation for you fun? And are there any tips you have for it? Dude, it's one of the coolest jobs that the 21st century has kind of paved the way for, so to speak. And as for tips, I saw this kind of question a lot. There's a lot of people asking how to become like a big YouTuber. There's obviously lots of luck involved, but beyond that, all you really need is a good idea, a good thumbnail, and consistency. Ideally, you want to upload at least once a week. I mean, it did wonders for me. Since you're a content creator, do you ever think that it's tough to meet the standards of your fans, or is it easy to create content they would enjoy? That's a good question. Short answer, no, I don't really find it that hard to kind of meet the standards of my subscribers. Besides, most of the things my subs ask for is like, can we get a worded tab with Wheel of Pain? And I'm like, no. I mean, yeah, I might do that someday, but I got better ideas than that. How long do you plan to be on YouTube? Is it full-time? Well, for now it's full-time. I'll be on YouTube as long as YouTube exists, or as long as it can provide me a living, as long as the GD community is alive and well. Yeah, this is a super cool job. I love hanging out with you guys, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else, but obviously nothing lasts forever. What's the most valuable piece of information you've learned throughout your time as a content creator? Super simple. Just make what you like. Make whatever you're passionate about. Say you want to get big on YouTube, so you do what's popular, but you hate it. Don't do that. You'll just end up with a community that wants things that you don't want. You gotta do what you're passionate about, and somewhere out there you will find the people that share that interest. Why purple and orange? Because it's pretty. What's your favorite layout or level you've made? That's a good question. I'm in like perpetual limbo in my mind between like howdy levels fell off and howdy levels are only getting better. Man, I have such soft spots for all of them. I might have to go with either Last Plane Out or Queen of Misery. Man, those two are just mwah. I also really enjoy the shower scene, and I really enjoy Ride on Time. Ride on Time was so much fun to make. And are there any other extremes you'd like to beat after Prismatic? I don't even know if I'm gonna beat Prismatic, and if I do, I'm expecting that to be my hardest for probably the rest of my life. I could potentially see myself giving Chromatic Haze a try, because I do like Gizbro gameplay, and if I'm good enough, why not give it a try? Question, have you ever been in a fight or a brawl, and if so, how? I did actually. I have video of it too. I'll throw it up on the screen right now. What's your favorite thing about being a YouTuber? Probably just being in charge of my own schedule, which kind of applies to all sorts of like self-employment jobs. How do you stay motivated to make videos? Another good question. I never struggle with motivation to get up in the morning and start editing or start recording or start streaming because I want to be able to take care of my family. Who or what inspired you to make content? See, I kind of just started editing my videos as a hobby, and my editing style pretty much just revolved around jokes that my friends thought were funny, because that was basically my whole audience at the time. And then when other people started liking my videos, I'm like, hey. As for like other YouTubers, basically no one in the Geometry Dash community aside from like Doggy and Nepesta a little bit, and though their videos don't have many edits, Greyfruit and JFJ have played an important role in inspiring me to make content. Did you ever have doubts about your channel? It's kind of a vague question, but I guess the only doubt I really have is how long GD content will like last as a livelihood. Favorite 2D platformer game? Probably GD or like Rayman Origins or Rayman Legends. Also, let me know in the comments if you want some Rayman content. Have you recently tried to make a rate-worthy level just for the sake of having fun building it? Because I heard you don't care about creator points anymore. Yeah, I absolutely do not care about creator points whatsoever. There was a time where I thought it would be cool, but it is just simply not worth the time and energy when I could just make videos to make people laugh and smile and make a bit of money. And yeah, I've got a couple like fully decorated levels I made for fun. I stopped caring about trying to get those levels rated a long time ago. Obviously, if RobTop for some reason saw this and decided to throw me a creator point, that'd be cool, but I really don't care. I made them for fun. What is your easiest level? My easiest like good level in recent memory would be Ride on Time. Do you think 2.2 is cool or not? 2.2 is a very polarizing update. Me personally, I don't know, there's some cool stuff, there's some not so cool stuff, but the not so cool stuff is optional, so who cares? If you're going to give some tips on making a new level, how would you? Listen to the song. Pay attention to how the melody and harmonies flow and interact with one another. Pay attention to the rhythm and percussions. Pay attention to the bass. Pay attention to everything, and then translate that, so to speak, into gameplay. That is at least how I go about it, and it works really well for making sync gameplay and stuff, but obviously you do you. Do you plan on making a rate-worthy level? Saw your layouts and they're great. Do you plan on decorating them? Decoration takes so long. I kind of answered this already, but decorating levels takes way too long when I could just be making videos. Who knows? I might make a layout someday, and I'll be so passionate about it to where I'll want to deco the full thing, but that would take so freaking long, dude. How are you doing mentally? I assume content creation can bring stress sometimes. Yeah, mentally, I'm doing about as well as anyone can do. I live a surprisingly stress-free life. Have you ever been through an extreme or unusual weather event, and if so, what was the experience? I mean, I saw a tornado try to form one time, but then it did nothing. And this doesn't really count as weather, but one time I was on a float trip, right? And my paddleboard flipped. and I fell in the water and I was like, ah! And then I kind of got sucked down the river a little ways, and then there was like a system of like tree roots that was like hanging over the water, but you could still get sucked under it and like drown if you weren't careful. So I had to like grab onto a branch to like stop that from happening, because that wouldn't be very cool. Do you appreciate your community and how far it got? Absolutely, dude. A year ago today I had like freaking 200 subs or some crap. Where and how you learned to beatbox like that? Well, I was probably in my bedroom watching YouTube. And as for how, I don't know, just kind of use your tongue and your lips and your teeth and make sounds. Since you absolutely love memes, what's your favorite GD meme? Dude, GD memes are almost always horrible. Not because like they're never funny, because there have been a couple decent ones, but then the community runs the funny ones into the ground until it's not funny anymore. Do you think more or less levels should be rated? Kind of a complicated question. I don't think there's any bad that can come from more levels giving you stars if you complete them. I just don't want the epic rating to be tossed around like freaking candy in a parade. That is the highest award we can give a level. We should only give it to the best ones, because I've seen some freaking generic ass epic rated levels and it just makes me sad. Luckily we'll be getting like a 4 creator point rating and I think a 5 creator point rating later, so whatever. I don't know, probably more. Do you see yourself reaching bigger milestones in the future? If so, what do you think your content will be like then? I mean, I don't think I'm like done growing as a channel. I'm sure I'll hit another milestone some years down the road, and I assume my content will be pretty much the same. I'll try to keep my schedule of like 2 GD videos, 1 non-GD video, and kind of repeat that pattern. Do you have any tips to get better at GD? Just practice, maybe establish some sync with a song or something. What would you consider the best part of doing live streams on games that aren't GD? You know, a lot of people stop by for the GD live streams, and that's great, but I can't connect with anybody when the audience is like 100 people, 150 people, 200 people. But in the non-GD streams, I'll usually average out at like 12 people, which is awesome, because then I get to connect with you guys and kind of talk with you and have a conversation. Do you still have the Discord? I still have it, it's just closed for the time being. We got way too many kids joining and then like spamming racial slurs and then pinging mods like crazy, so it was just too much of a hassle. What are some of your favorite songs in all of GD? Pretty much anything that Dimrain makes. If you had a choice of deleting one game mode, what would it be? Have you played chess before? And if so, what would you say your current skill level is at? So like Magnus Carlsen is like a 10, right? A newborn baby is like a 0. I'm like a 0. I don't know. I think chess is freaking awesome. I'm just not very good at it. I'll give myself like a 3 or something. I don't know. How long have you been beatboxing and how did you learn? I'm learning to beatbox myself, so it would be interesting to hear your story. Not much of a story, really. I just started making sounds and then I made the sounds in a rhythm. An important thing to note as you grow as a beatboxer is don't be afraid to experiment and stuff. Inhale, exhale, move your tongue every which way, move your lips in and out. Just do all sorts of crazy stuff. You'll never know what kind of cool sounds you come up with. Will we ever see more alternate watch? Dude, the alternate watch videos performed so well as far as like non-GD videos go. I could totally play more of it, but like me and my friends have pretty much experienced the entire game up to this point, so I think you're much more likely to see some I'm on observation duty videos in the future, which I have not experienced all of. Also, which new hardest are you aiming for? Prismatic, I feel like I've made that pretty clear. What is the first video game you've ever played? I'm pretty sure it was GoldenEye on the N64 growing up. How do you feel about how most people only know you because of your Geometry Dash videos? I mean, it's bittersweet. I do put a lot of work into my GD videos, and the fact that they're popular and so many people like them, that's great. But I arguably put more work into the non-GD videos, and I have so much more fun playing them and making them, and it's just a bit of a bummer that more people don't want to check those out from time to time, because like it's the same editing style. If you think my GD stuff's funny, you'll probably think that's funny. It's just that most of those kids don't know those games, so they have no interest in it. But overall, I can't complain. I get to do YouTube for a living. That's awesome. What is your favorite chip flavor? Ooh, a good question. Man, I'm kind of a sucker for Cool Ranch Doritos. If I'm at a party or whatever and I see some Cool Ranch Doritos, you bet your ass I'm not going anywhere. I don't know, chips are cool. Sour cream and onion, barbecue, sour cream and cheddar, it's all good stuff. What is the best combo you've ever hit me with in Melee? You could also mention a cool one I did, perchance. Ooh. I don't know if I have like a definitive number one, but here's a couple cool ones I'll throw on screen. Man, that is pretty hard to narrow down though, because we pretty much play Melee all the time, and there have been so many cool combos that I just forget completely. And we also play a lot of combo heavy characters, so there's almost always some coolness going on. Why does God give his worst view counts to the best howdy videos, alternate watch, Slap City, etc.? That's a good question, and yeah, I feel you, man. Those are definitely some of my favorite uploads on my channel. But those games are relatively small and they don't have much of a YouTube community, so I get it. What style of guitar, headless, 8-string, specific colors or finishes, do you think looks the coolest, or is there a guitarist you know who has a really cool one? I think about this question surprisingly little. I do really enjoy like the broadened spectrum of tone unlocked with like an 8-string. I always think those sound really, really cool, especially in stuff like prog metal or whatever. And the first guitarist that I like that comes to mind would be Steven Wilson from the band Porcupine Tree. Do you have any interest in motorsports events? This is a good question. So like something like NASCAR, I've never really been interested in, because like I've seen the Emblem and video essays, and those things are so freaking good. He can make anything entertaining. But just like watching NASCAR, it doesn't really interest me that much. Formula One, on the other hand, I think is a lot more interesting, but I also don't know much about it. Would you ever consider doing a video or stream on any RPGs like Elden Ring? Video, probably not. That would be a huge series that would probably take dozens of parts to fully like complete. That is a lot of time for not a lot of money. However, streams I can see happening. And lastly, in your opinion, what is the biggest mistake to avoid when first learning how to edit videos? This is a pretty amateur and easily avoidable mistake, but it's gotten a lot of people, including myself. But just separate your audio and the game's audio. It will make for such better audio balancing later on in post. In your opinion, what is the best top 1 GD level of all time since Demon Park? That's a neat question. Most top 1s just suck absolute booty hole, because like a lot of them have been verified illegitimately, obviously, and even the ones that have been verified legitimately were usually just made for the sake of being top 1 or for the sake of being really hard, which means the gameplay probably isn't that fun. I think Acheron's pretty cool, much more interesting than Slaughterhouse in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know, that entire difficulty range is like way above my pay grade for me to think about. What was your idea for making the Wheel of... Imagine like Wheel of Fortune, but bad. Have you ever solved a Rubik's Cube as a competition against someone? No, I have never owned one, nor can I solve one in general. Do you hope to participate in the 12 Demons of Christmas this year? I'd love to hear you sing the intro song. The 12 Demons of Christmas is actually a pretty cool little community gathering. I'm not very in touch with the community. I'm just kind of a little too busy to bother. Also, it seems like everybody who's like invited or whatever to the 12 Demons of Christmas is doing like face cam stuff, and that is definitely not me. Also, as far as like other YouTubers go, I am not very good at the game, so I'd probably have to beat like a easy or medium demon if I was even going to participate at all. So very unlikely, but I think that would be fun. Do you feel like having this many people watching you, do you ever feel stressed? If I understand your question, not really. The fact that most of my subscribers are very young and impressionable and probably under the age of 10 is somewhat concerning, because chances are I am somewhat of an influence to them. And I'm a very firm believer that at least half the world's problems stem from like bad parenting and bad influences when you're like a kid. Then again, I mostly just play funny Square games, so I don't really see how I can influence them very much, but it's still a concern of mine. Can you make a layout on stream soon, please? That would be neat. I have done that a couple times. I plan on continuing to do that just when I can and when I have the time and when I feel like it. But yeah, expect more layout streams, because I do love making gameplay. It is my favorite part of the game, and unfortunately that doesn't make for very good content. What are your opinions of your own videos? Like, do you think there's a lot you could improve upon? And if so, what do you think that improvement is? In the video making process, I have to watch my video back so many times to like make sure it's like ready to go or whatever, that by the time it comes out, I'm already sick of it. But I am like proud of the effort I put into them. But there's always room to improve, of course. I could spend like a month on each video and it would be like immaculate. Like all the edits would be like super crazy, like super high effort, but like then I would upload once a month. So I try to make my videos as high quality with the edits as possible, while also being able to pump them out every 5 days. What is your inspiration for videos? I must pay bills, therefore I am inspired and motivated to make videos. Do you plan the jokes, or do you just speak random gibberish? It is almost always random gibberish. I cannot recall a single time I've planned a joke like ahead of time. How hard is it to edit a video? Not really hard at all, actually, once you learn like the UI of your editing software. And beyond that, the only struggle is really just how much time it takes. If you could meet one celebrity or person IRL, who would it be? This is a good question. I mean, is it too much of a lame or campy answer to say Jesus? I feel like that's the only answer, you know? But as far as like a celebrity goes, I don't know, maybe like Brendan Fraser. What is it like playing with carpal tunnel, and will you ever aim for something harder than Biden circles? I'm aiming for prismatic on and off, and carpal tunnel doesn't really affect me while playing GD, mostly just while editing GD. Have you met other GD content creators in IRL and in game? What, am I gonna like log on and whoa, it's EVW! I have called with Stallion like 3 times. Other than that, no. Like, I have not talked to like any other content creators. How are you so talented when it comes to editing? You have experience or something? I mean, you're looking at the experience right there. But yeah, dude, my freaking video discography, you are watching me grow as an editor. I had no idea what I was doing in the earlier videos, and then slowly like learned new tricks and got better and got more consistent and got more efficient. What is an inspirational quote that has stuck with you for a while? That's a good question. I guess the first one that comes to mind is like, no one has ever saved a second of time by worrying. I think about that one a lot, and though I don't have much to like stress over, it has helped a lot. Who do you think would win in a fight between a triple-headed dragon or robotic Bigfoot? me. What is your favorite activity to do outside of gaming? Well, believe it or not, editing did start out as a hobby, and I do still really enjoy editing. It just depends on what I'm editing. I don't spend a whole lot of time on a whole lot of hobbies these days, just because I spend most of my time making videos and stuff. I enjoy music a lot. I enjoy nature and animals a lot. I also dabble in little bits of art and graphic design and Photoshop, which I've been getting into recently, and it's kind of a lot of fun. But yeah, when I'm not making videos, I'm usually outside or spending time with family or listening to music or playing music or attempting to write music. Got a question from Name Kidded here. Besides the height of various actors, so for context here, I could correctly guess the height of just about any actor you could name. And it's a really, really dumb thing to know a lot about, but I just for some reason am good at associating like those two little funny numbers with that guy and his face. Anyway, besides the height of various actors, what is the most niche and or useless thing you've taken the time to learn about? It's somehow like just as useless, if not more useless, and it's just like melee facts. Largely in part due to Awesome Sauce's videos, I do know a lot of like really dumb, obscure facts about Super Smash Bros. Melee. I guess that's like the first thing that comes to mind. Also, I do know a decent amount about like construction, drywall, painting, because, you know, I did that before YouTube for a while. If you had a friend that turned out to be gay, would you still be their friend? No. Who is your least favorite classical composer? There is a right answer. I don't know about that. I mean, I'm capable of enjoying just about any, like, popular classical composer. There are plenty that I think are overrated. Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, Vivaldi. I do like some of their stuff, but they are also kind of the most like overly hyped classical composers. Now, not to say they're bad, because I'm a dumbass who doesn't know any better, but I definitely think they are the most overrated from what I've heard. But I'm still capable of enjoying a lot of their compositions. What is your favorite howdy quote? Ooh. So for those of you who don't know, in my Discord server, which is now closed, there is a channel where like me and my friends just write down the funny shit we say, and it's almost always just completely out of context. And some of my favorites include, please refer to your moral compass. It comes free with your Xbox. I think Schrodinger's balls are going to move. That sounds like something they'd do. I can't move! He's gonna Tim! Yo, why's the bed like free to geese? And as for an actual quote from like me, probably we do me farting. How many liberals does it take to convert a howdy? Oh, what are you converting me to? You want to convert me to liberalism? Never. And lastly, what is the thing that your channel brought you that you least expected it to? Another really good question. This is gonna sound kind of sad, but like friends, honestly. I've met some super cool people doing YouTube, and I didn't really expect to. I just kind of wanted to make videos, put them up on YouTube, and maybe respond to some comments, but I've met some super chill people, and I'm very, very glad that I did. What do you think is the most fun demon rating? Now, this is a tough question because it really depends on the quality of the gameplay and the skill of the player, but for me, I'm probably going to have to say hard to insane demon is like just about perfect. Do you plan on making any more videos about creating or videos in the editor? I really loved the video when you fixed drop top levels. Yeah, dude, again, like my favorite way of playing this game is making gameplay. Unfortunately, that is very slow content that does not really bring in the views, so to speak. But yeah, as for something like changing up the drop top levels, you could see something like that in the future. If you could change anything about Sly 2 to make it better or funnier, what would it be? This is a good question. And I'm gonna have to say the ending of the game, because like story-wise, the game's pretty darn solid. I mostly play for the gameplay, but the story's also pretty cool. Up until the end. The story gets a little bit like, okay. Yeah, unfortunately, the last act just kind of turns into like a disappointing Marvel movie or something. And if not for that, it would definitely be replaying missions, because dude, you cannot replay missions in that game. If you want to play a mission from earlier, you got to start a whole nother thing and then get all the way back there. It's just such a hassle. What are your best voice impressions besides paid? I don't really dabble in many voice impressions that I haven't already showed on the channel. Like, I've obviously done Peter Griffin to death. Like, just lately I've done a little bit of Stewie Griffin. Cool Whip, Brian. I will also occasionally quote Lois. Pretty much only for the horse meme, the one where she goes, Peter, the horse is here. And then sometimes I'll do Pog Grape from VeggieTales. I actually discovered that I can do that voice impression like by accident, because I didn't even realize how like spot on it was until one of my friends pointed it out. But yeah, if I'm like sucking ass at GD or whatever and you see me rage, I'll sometimes just go like, how did I not pass the jump? But yeah, that's about it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how social were you in school? I always had cool teachers and cool classmates and stuff, so yeah, I was pretty social. Maybe like a 7 or 8 or something, I don't know. If you could eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would you eat, not considering health? This is a tricky question because there's a few ways to answer it. I mean, like most people would probably just pick their favorite food and do that because you're not considering health. But if we're considering budget, think about that. Not only how much money something takes, but how much time. Yeah, dude, enchiladas are the freaking bomb, but they do kind of take a long time to make and a lot of ingredients and a lot of money to buy the ingredients. So if I had to live off of one like type of food for the rest of my life, I might pick something like a stew. Like, yeah, it would get super boring, but it would have all the vitamins and veggies and proteins that I would need, and it would be easy to make. It'd be easy to make lots of. It would be cheap to make. You could mostly use like canned stuff. I am probably thinking about this way too much like like an adult. But yeah, probably something simple like stews or something. Oh boy, if you could delete any part of GD, and on the opposite side, if you could add a feature to GD, what would it be? Probably fun. No, people ask me what kind of game mode I would add, and I can't really think of another way to move across the screen, to be honest with you. I'm not quite that creative. A built-in FPS bypass would be awesome, but I think that's already being implemented. The ability to click on the search bar to delete like one of your letters if you had a mistake earlier on and like searching for a level or typing a message, that would be great. Bug fixes and optimizations in the editor would be great, because I do make a lot of gameplay. I don't know, things like that. If you could be really, really skilled at one of these things, which would it be? Magic tricks, playing the bugle, or speed cubing? Like none of these I really have like a passion for or anything. I can see myself making some money via magic tricks or playing the bugle. I cannot see myself making money via speed cubing unless I make like content for it. Probably magic tricks. How do you feel about having 50k, man? It's awesome to see. I don't really know. Usually I won't pay that much attention to my sub count unless I'm approaching a milestone, because I'm just like, I'll upload a video, I'll say cool, and then I'll move on to the next video, start recording that one. And like, I don't have a whole lot of time to just like look at my growth and actually like reflect on it, so it hits you kind of fast when you're not paying attention. But yeah, I'm tremendously blessed and very, very grateful. Why won't you play Razer with me out? Favorite movie that came out in the 2020s decade so far? That's a good question. Man, I don't know if I could pick one. I'll give you three. It's probably between Spider-Man No Way Home, The Whale, or Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. That movie goes so hard for no reason. Like, they did not have to go that hard for a Puss in Boots movie, dude. I've only seen these movies once each, I believe. I've maybe seen No Way Home twice, but like, yeah, usually I'll need to see each movie twice before I really have like a set in stone opinion on it, so to speak. Favorite question you got on this video? Probably this one. If you live stream Calamity Mod, are you going to make videos of the clips of those streams? I mean, maybe if they're really funny, but again, like with the Elden Ring question, I can't really see myself making a lot of videos on Terraria, because that would be such an enormous series that would take so long to edit down. I might do some kind of highlight compilation for some streams someday, but probably not anytime in the near future. As a Terraria noob player, how do I beat the Eye of Cthulhu? How many attempts have you ever done? I don't know, it's like 100-some thousand. I'll throw it up on screen. Why do you always burp at the end of pretty much every video? That's another great question. When do you plan on decorating your layouts like shower scene? I don't know. Probably never. Who has that kind of time? Are you having plans on any rhythm games other than GD? Not that many, really. I do enjoy a lot of Beat Saber, but unfortunately my Quest 2 just suddenly crashes whenever I try to open it lately. So I might try getting it again, but through Steam this time, so I play it from my computer and just use my headset as like an interface or whatever. But yeah, I do really like Beat Saber. I just can't play it. Is there any non-gaming content you plan on doing in the future? And if not, what new games do you think you'll be making videos on? I'll probably mostly just stick to gaming. I can see myself maybe doing some kind of art or music in the future, but I don't know. And as for new games I'll be making videos on, the only game I'm really following the development of closely that I will play like day one when it comes out is like FNAF Plus. I cannot wait to play FNAF Plus, dude. That game looks so freaking good. And I think there have been like some fan games that people have been playing, and there might be some YouTubers that have gotten like early access to it, but yeah, I am very much looking forward to that game. And I do plan on bringing new games to the channel, just not like new games that like just came out. Most of the stuff I want to play on the channel that hasn't been played already on the channel is from like the 2010s or earlier or whatever. Yo, how's the new mouse feeling? I saw the community post on it, lol, and just wanted an update. I really appreciate you asking. It's been mostly really comfortable, and I really appreciate having it for like those longer editing sessions. It is much, much easier on my wrist. Would you rather chug a whole bottle of Worcestershire sauce or skydive? Ooh, gosh. Is killing myself an option? I don't know, probably skydive. I don't know what kind of health consequences there are to chugging Worcestershire sauce. Am I saying that right? Worcestershire?
Worcestershire.
I think so. Maybe it's like Worcestershire sauce. Favorite US state? I haven't been to that many, but not California. And favorite country? I have never been outside of the US. Do you actually enjoy playing Geometry Dash? Sometimes, depends on the way I play. I enjoy making layouts to my favorite songs very, very much. But like playing recent tab and crap, not so much. But I know you guys like it, so I'll do it. Will you ever play more games in the future with friends? Absolutely. You can definitely look forward to seeing some more content with Chaggle, Alux, Goldilocks, Named Kidded, Icosa, Pliny. What is the biggest donation you have ever gotten, and what donation would be your goal in the future? I don't really have like donation goals, nor would I like put one of those up on the screen to like guilt trip you guys into giving me your money. I don't need it that badly, but I do greatly appreciate it. I'm pretty sure the single biggest donation is shared by a few people, such as Derpenheimer, Tricky, this guy, but the person who has donated the most amount of money to me in a single stream is Cooper Weber. I'll never forget their name. They just stopped by my stream and donated $10 like 9 times in a row. It was freaking crazy. So yeah, that's the record, I suppose. What is your most controversial GD opinion? What was your favorite grade and class in school? Grade, maybe like 11th, like once Algebra 2 isn't really that intimidating anymore. And favorite class, I'm probably gonna have to go with like math or history. Those are always pretty bussin'. What GD and non-GD videos have the most sentimental value to you or are the most nostalgic to you? This is another really good question. So I have kind of a lot of answers. I'm somewhat of a sentimental person. Basically the entire Sly Cooper series that I've played on the channel, which I haven't finished. I need to get on that. That whole series means a lot to me and I will never think otherwise. Any video I make with friends, dude, oh my gosh, they're all so much fun. The AI image video with Chaggle, the Slap City videos and Rivals of Aether videos with people like Luke's and Goldilocks, the alternate watch videos, they're all so much freaking fun. My favorite GD video, if the AI image video with Chaggle doesn't count, I'll probably go with the video where I play Prismatic was actually a lot of fun. What do you think of GD Shorts? Is it good? Bad? Mid? I don't know. As far as like shorts content creation goes, I can respect some of it, but like GD Shorts, that's like one of the laziest things you can do in the community, and if that's what makes you money, if that's what you want to do, more power to you. You take advantage of those kids and their short attention spans. Like the only way I could ever see myself getting into YouTube Shorts in any capacity would just be taking a clip from a video that's about to come out and throwing it up on YouTube Shorts just to kind of like advertise or whatever. Like that's fine. That's not lazy. You're just taking something from what you spent hours doing and just putting it down into like a 10-second little bite-sized chunk for the little kids. Favorite level in the top 10 right now? Probably the only one I could even come close to tolerating is like QnA. What do you do for work outside of YouTube, and what would you do other than be a YouTuber? If I happen to need extra money or if I'm helping out family or friends, I'll do like drywall, I'll do construction, I'll do painting, just whatever house-related job needs to be done. And if I wasn't a YouTuber, I would probably just be doing that. I wouldn't want to do like food service or any crap like that. I probably wouldn't want to go to college to get a degree to be like a doctor or anything, though helping people does sound pretty cool. I don't know, maybe I could see myself doing that. What is your opinion on anime? There's a lot of really, really bad ones, but there's also a lot of really, really funny ones. Like, there's a lot of people in like the anime industry as a whole that are just kind of gross, and it just does not feel good to watch sometimes. If you've seen any anime, you probably know what I'm talking about. But as with any people group, there are lots of people who are not like that, and I have seen a few animes that I would feel comfortable considering good or great even. Now, something like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is my personal favorite because it's hilarious and bad most of the time, but something like Attack on Titan or Erased or something along those lines is like actually enjoyable. There's stuff to enjoy there because it's good. I don't know, like 85% of anime is horribly disappointing, but that's okay. Also, what's your favorite meme you've put in a video? Dude, that's impossible to choose. Maybe like any obscure little clip or reference from like Chowder, for instance, from the last video I just made. Do you play Minecraft or did you play it in the past? And another question, if you play it, would you stream Minecraft on YouTube like an SMP or a server with us? Wow, this guy really likes Minecraft. Do I play Minecraft? No, not very often. Have I played it? Yes, and I do enjoy it with friends and stuff. As for like YouTube content, I could definitely see myself doing some like Minecraft content with Chaggle or like some kind of challenge video or something. As for an SMP, I don't know, maybe someday, but if that were public, that would kind of be a disaster. What is your least favorite console? I don't know, I've kind of only had good consoles. I grew up with the N64, the PS2, later got an Xbox 360, got a PS3, a PS4, then I got a gaming PC. So like, I don't know, I've just had kind of good experiences with it all around. I can safely say my least favorite controller for a gaming console would be like an N64 controller. Like, why does he got a penis in the middle? What games are you the best at? I don't know, I dabble in a lot of games, but I'm not really that good in any one of them. Like maybe GD or Beat Saber maybe. I've certainly had my moments in like Call of Duty or Smash Brothers where I feel like super good for like 5 seconds and then I go back to being a filthy casual. What are your gaming specs? I'll throw that up on screen. I swear I have to do this like every time. I should just put it in the FAQ. Would you be willing to play FNAF Help Wanted since you played the other FNAF games? Yeah, I could definitely see myself doing that. At this point, I'm kind of just waiting for a sale on Steam or whatever. Do you have a girlfriend? Guys, I have skipped over so many repeat questions while recording this, and do you have a girlfriend is one of the most recurring questions. And I don't know why it matters or why it's important, but yes. What's your favorite Ice Nine Kills song? Ooh, probably Shower Scene or A Hip to Be Scared. And favorite superhero? I'll give you like my top 3 maybe. So like Spider-Man, he's cool in the comics, he's cool in the movie, just a cool, likable character all around. Hard to mess up Spider-Man. I'll say Spider-Man's up there. Iron Man, no one really cared about until the Marvel movies, and I think that whole like character arc through those movies made him a really good character, so I'll say he's up there. And then probably Wolverine. Wolverine's pretty badass. Do you think Takis are spicy? This sounds dumb, but I'm genuinely curious. No, not really. I am a super white person, as I'm sure you've been able to tell, but luckily I can handle quite a bit of spice. What is your top 5 least favorite social media? What's your favorite video? Ooh, I don't know. I mean, I've covered my favorite videos of my own, but like my favorite videos from someone else. I'm gonna go with like video series because I can't pick like any one. So my answer is probably either JFJ's Sly Cooper 2 is fun, or maybe Grapefruit's Super Smash Bastards like 4 or 5 or 6. I don't know. They're all great. Something like that. And last question, I have been recording for like 2 hours. I want to go to bed. Are you happy with your career and daily routine or your overall life? Absolutely. You know, you take a look at YouTube and you see all these creators motivated and inspired to do what they want to do and make a living while doing it, and that is a beautiful thing. You know, some people have supportive families, some people have supportive friends, some people are very financially fortunate, some people are born in very good, very free countries that allows them to express themselves in these ways, and some people are just fortunate in general with how much the YouTube algorithm like favors them and crap. And I have literally been blessed in like all of those ways and much more. You know, my family and friends support me no matter what, and that is one of the most important things when it comes to what I'm doing. You know, I'm sure there are plenty of people who wanted to become content creators and they had the potential, but maybe their families or friends wanted them to pursue a safer career elsewhere, which is understandable, but I'm very, very grateful for those around me who want me to be happy doing what I want to do. And say what you want about America, it's a bit of a hot topic these days. America's got a lot of problems, but right now it is one of the best places to be in the world, and I was born here, and like growing up, I was far from rich, but we had all the provisions we needed to be successful and happy. I had opportunities for education and to get jobs and buy a car and improve my social life and eventually get into video making, and here I am today. And through all of this, I always try my hardest not to give myself an ounce of credit. This is all coming from God. You guys know me. I'm a very faithful, very spiritual person, but I won't get too much into that. This is all coming from Him, and I'm trying very hard not to squander it or try to misuse this. I'm trying to always do what's best for you guys and my community so I can keep you guys with me through it all. And it has gotten me to the point of getting 50,000 subscribers, halfway to that 100K absolute fingerprint machine. Thank you guys so much for supporting me through it all. If you guys have ever left a like, pressed subscribe, watched a video all the way through, watched a non-GD video along with the GD videos, dude, if you've ever been one of those people, you're the freaking best, and I love you. Not to mention the people who freaking donate. They're giving me money to play video games, which I'm already making money to do. I am so grateful for all of you and all of this, and I will do everything in my power to keep making videos, keep streaming, keep hanging out with you guys, keep replying to your comments and liking your comments. It's such a cool job, and I'm very, very fortunate to have it. Anyway, I intentionally saved all the sappy stuff for the end and wanted to just jump right into the Q&A. Thanks again to everybody. If you stuck around this far, you're the best. I really appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day or night, and goodbye forever.